My name is Charity of Venture Crochets. Today we are making a fringe skirt for kids, for girls. Alright, so the wools that I'll be using, it's this brown, it's called maroon brown, and I'll be also using this light brown shade which is called gravel, and with the brand Charity, which is a South African brand. Alright, and the hook size recommendation is 4mm, but because I want tight stitches, I'll be using a 3mm hook. Alright, and this wool is 100% acrylic. Alright, and then I'll be needing a cutter or a scissor, a knitting needle or a yarn needle, however you call it, and also a measuring tape. Okay, I received a double order for this. It's for the two sisters. The first daughter is 8 years old, and the second daughter is 4 years old. Alright, so this one is for the 4 years old, and it measures 10 inches non-stretched. Right, but when you stretch it, it goes to 11 inches folded into two, which means the waist and the hip circumference is 21. Alright, 21 to 22. That's the size for is a child 3 to 4 years old. Alright, so this skirt can fit a 3 to 4 year old, and maybe a 5-year-old is the child is a bit tiny. Alright, and then the length from the waist, I did it 8.5 inches before I could add the fringes. With the fringes is 11 inches, which is a perfect size for our baby girl. Alright, and I also added the drawstring. Alright, so I'm going to do another for the 8-year-old. Alright, so for the 8-year-old, it means that the skirt should be slightly bigger. Alright, just slightly, nothing much, which means non-stretch it will be around 11.5 when folded into two. Okay, which is going to give us around 23 to 24 inches when stretched. Right, and the length, since this one is 8.5, for the 8-year-old, from the waist is going to be 10 inches. From there I'll end the fringes, and the fringes will make the skirt to reach up to 13. Alright, so those are the measurements we're basing on. Begin our skirt, but I'll just be doing a demonstration, a small demonstration, so that I don't consume a lot of time doing this. So you're going to make a slip knot however you do it. Alright, this is how I do my own. Then you're going to make a chain that is equivalent to your kid size. In my case, I'm doing equivalent to 24 inches stretched. Right, but for now, because I'm doing just a demonstration, I'm going to just make small number of chains, and then thereafter we're going to join the end of the beginning with a slip knot. All right, when you're done with that, you're going to chain 2. Like, you could chain 3. Alright, but for me, I like chaining 2 because I don't like the gap it leaves when I have chained 2. Alright, so you go ahead and place double crochets all the way until you finish your round. Alright, so I'm just doing a small demonstration. Thereafter I'll introduce my main piece, which I'll complete with you. Alright, so you go ahead and do your double crochets, and at the end of the double crochets to this point, to complete your round or your circle, you're going to place a slip stitch. All right, so I've come to the end of my little round because I'm just demonstrating. Okay, and then when you get there, you do your slip stitch. All right, after your slip stitch, depending on the color pattern you're going for, me, I'm going for 2 rows of the nude and of the gravel and 2 rows of the maroon brown, but my first round I'm only doing 1 round of brown. All right, so after this you'll be switching your colors. All right, so you cut your yarn and switch your colors. All right, so let me demonstrate how I switch my colors. So you're going to chain 1 and then you cut your yarn. All right, after you cut your yarn, you're going to introduce another color. You insert your crochet hook and then grab another color and make a slip knot and introduce your next color. All right, so you pull and then you chain 1, 2. You can chain 3 if you want to chain 3. All right, but 2 is just fine for me. So from there you do your double crochets just the same way if you've been doing from the beginning, and do well to carry along the tails to weave them in while you still can. All right, so you're going to go ahead and do your double crochets all the way until you reach the point where you started your round. So this is my main piece, the piece that I'm working on right now. This is how far I've come with the skirt. All right, so at this current point it measures around 7.5 inches. All right, like 7.5. So I'm going to introduce my nude color. All right, this is why I stopped with the brown. So I'm introducing the gravel. So like I demonstrated earlier on, you just make a knot and then you insert and then you attach. All right, so this way I have attached, and then I'm going to chain 2. All right, so this makes it 3, but definitely when you pull this tail it will shrink and it will appear as if it's just 2. All right, then you go ahead and do your double crochets. So like I said, the color change that I'm going for is 2 rows for each color, except for at the beginning where I started, I just did 1 row of maroon brown, and because I'll use that row to do my ribbing for the waist. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and do well to console the tails like I mentioned, and you're going to do all that until you achieve the length that you're going for. For me, I'm going for around 10 to 10.5 inches or 9.5. I'll see which one is good enough, but that's what I'm going for. Then we shall meet at the end of that. So I've come to the end of my skirt. All right, so right here I'm doing my very last double crochet and do the slip stitch. All right, chain 1 and cut my yarn. All right, so this will be my bottom part. That's where I'll add the fringes. All right, and let me check the measurements. So this one is measuring 9.5 from here. It's 9.5, and the one for the 4-year-old, it's measuring from this point before the waist, it's measuring 7.5. all right, so I've added 4 extra lines. Like this one, From the nude, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and this one is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I've added this 4. All right, so from here we're going to make the waist ribbing, right? So where the join is, you can decide whether this would be the behind or it's going to be the side, but for me I'll just put it on the side. All right, and then I'll go to where I started my skirt, and I'm going to insert my hook and to do the ribbing. So to begin the ribbing, I'll do front post, back post, double crochet. So I'm just going to attach and chain 2, go ahead and do another round of double crochets all the way until I reach where I started. All right, so you can go ahead and do that. All right, and we shall meet at the end. I've come to the end, and this is my last slip stitch. All right, and so I'm going to chain 2, yarn over, and right into this first chain 2, the last chain 2 that I did when I began the round. You go there, over, yarn over, and do a double crochet, yarn over into the other one, pass my needle up, go down with it, right, yarn over into the next, pull it up, yarn over. So this way, as the other one is up, the other one is down, up, down, up, down. It's front, back, front. So this is front post, double crochet, this is back post, double crochet, front post, double crochet, and the alternation will go just like that. And I'll do that for about 3 rounds. So 3 rounds are good enough for me, and thereafter I'll do the drawstring, and I'll show you everything at the end. So go ahead and do the front post, back post, double crochet just like that, and we'll meet at the end. Do this again. You yarn over, right, and then you pass your hook under and through the double crochet. All right, and then you do a double crochet, you yarn over, pass it in, the double crochet will be behind the hook, and then you do a double crochet. So continue doing that all the way and do as many rounds as you can. For me, I'm just going to do 3, and that will be enough. So coming back where you did front post, you're going to do front post, all right, and then where you put a back post, you're going to insert a back post. So you're going to do that all the way until you finish. All right, so I've come to the end of my ribbing, my waist ribbing, and I'm simply going to do a slip stitch, chain 1, and cut. I'll just leave a small tail so that I can weave in my ends. All right, so use a yarn needle or darning needle to conceal my ends. All right, that being done, I'll make another small knot just for extra security, and then I'll cut off the excess. Right, it's inside, so it won't be visible. Right, so my skirt is almost done. I'm done with almost everything. I'm left with inserting my tassels. All right, and doing the tassels, I simply measured the length that I want of the both yarn colors that I used. and I'm simply going to insert them. So I already did some, all right, because I didn't want to take long doing this video. So I've left just a small piece. So what I do is I grab my hook, insert it, and pull. All right, so I insert it on the double crochet, sorry, and pull. Right, insert on the double crochet, create another pair. These are both colors. I just measured my size and the length that I'm going for, and just it's just as simple. All right, I'm using a double strand, but if you want it thicker you can use maybe more strands. So that is that. You just make sure that they're equal, it's equal length, and then you insert. So I'm inserting on each and every double crochet. I'm not skipping anything because I want it a bit thicker. So I've come to the end, and this is my very last. Right, then I pull. I've come to the end of my fringes and almost my skirt. So thereafter you could straighten them up and cut any extra length. For example, here, just pull it a bit and then you cut. All right, so you're going to do that for the rest of the skirt and clean it up. All right, so that is that. So this is our skirt from the bottom going up. From here you're going to determine where you want your middle part to be. So I'm just going to simply do it like this, fold my waist into two and just hold the middle. All right, I'll think it to be here and just leave it like that. Thereafter I have to do the drawstring. I'll grab still my two colors and make a chain. So I'm going to grab my yarn on the tail like this, and then my 3.5 millimeter, you could use a bigger one, no problem, twist it, all right, to do the knotless chain and make my first chain. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So for my first skirt I did around 170, and I'll do the same here. All right, because it's way too long, it's long enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll meet at the end. So I've come to the end. I'm showing my last 5, all right, and an extra one, because as I pull it will shrink down. Then I cut off the excess. All right, so this being my middle, I'm going to use my hook. All right, you can use whatever you can. I'm going to use my hook and go backwards, right, so that I would be able to pull without any problems. All right, and I'm going only on the front posts. All right, I'm not going under whatsoever, no, I'm just going on the front post and insert as much as I can, as long as my hook can allow me. All right, then I hold like this. All right, insert the other end, all right, of my wool, and pull slowly and gently, all right, and then the tail is out. I do the same, hold it backwards on the front post double crochets, all right. I'm just going on like that, right, just like that. Turn it the other side and grab my tail. Slowly, gently, the tail is out, and I'm left with a few, and repeat. I like skipping one because it looks nicer when you. So this is my last, and I'm done. So I'm going to hold my two ends and pull, all right, so that they can be of equal length. And then I straighten my waist, pull a little bit, and tie, all right, however way you want to. Okay, so if you like, you could put some beads here, but I'd prefer to just tie a knot and cut off the excess. All right, and then I pull, cut off the excess. Do the same on the other side. Pull, cut off the excess, and then our skirt is done. It's complete. This is for an 8-year-old. All right, the length from the waist to the fringes is 13 inches. From the waist before the fringes, 9.5. All right, from here to here, it's 9.5. Right, sideways, non-stretched, it's non-stretched, just flat, it's 11 inches. Right, is for a size 3 to 4 years. Non-stretched is 10. Before the waist to the fringes, 7.5. From the waist to the fringes, 11. All right, from the lower waist down to the fringes is 10. All right, so this was a double order for the two sisters. The other one is 4, the other one is 8. So congratulations, you are done. All right, I already did the tops, and the tutorial also is available. All right, so it goes with the tops. All right, for the 8, for the 4. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet next time, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment all the needful that you have to do. Thank you very much for your support. Bye. So this is how the side looks with the matching top, and the skirt looks really beautiful, and the top is also very nice. So the tutorial for the top will also be available, and thank you very much for watching. And actually the skirt can be tailored to larger sizes, whichever size you like, because the instructions are really easy. But anyway, I love the outcome. Thank you so much guys for the support, and I'll see you next time.